everyone, I'm in the beautiful place near to Malaga in Spain, and we're out here for a purpose because we would like to have a meeting, or we have a meeting with Fernanda, and Fernanda, or otherwise said Abuela, the grandmother of cannabis, is being judged in the end of the month, and we're getting to speak her. We hope we can have a video interview with her today, but we would like to tell her story to you and spread her work, because she has a mission and she is fighting for the plant we all love, and she's really already working for regulations since 1973, and she really does a lot with activism, and she's right, and she did a good thing, and I want to bring her story to the Netherlands. Today we don't know yet what time we're going to see her. We're going to make a phone call, and I hope she will she will trust us, because I can also understand when you've been through so many things and you're already fighting so long for your purpose. There are also a lot of people who are coming up to you, and well, you have to be careful. So in the Netherlands, she told us she wants to meet us at a cafeteria, and maybe if it's appropriate, we will film it there, but otherwise we will tell you afterwards what's happening, and if we were able to tell her story, and maybe we can film it. We'll get back to you. Because our appointment with Fernanda was after 6, we had time to explore the area and visit a friend. You see, it's Croptober, otherwise said it's harvest time in October, and it was really nice to see them growing, and well, it looked very good. After this, we went to the cafeteria where we had the appointment with Fernanda, and as a surprise, she invited us to her place.
Smoking kiff. On this time it was not weed, but kiff. So I did learn from the army, the Spanish army, to smoke. And second, I love jazz, and I was on the university studying journalism, and my first job as journalist was on Madrid on a jazz group, and I was writing about jazz on a Spanish magazine about jazz. It was called from the
heart, the music from the heart.
See.
Yeah.
And so I was interviewing American singers and musicians and jazz musicians.
Yeah.
And on this time it was the Americans on the base close to Madrid. And I do remember always a sergeant from the base was smoking big.
That is how it started.
So it was my first contact with
the cannabis. But later on, you did it.
I started growing, came friends from Morocco, and they bring me some kiff, and they were some seeds, and I started growing in Madrid, on my terrace in Madrid, before coming into living here. And on the 78, after Franco was dying, when we knew that Felipe González would be the first socialist president of Spain, so the first democratic president of Spain, I decided to come down to live in Andalusia.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting that the socialists would legalize cannabis. You know? Yeah. I'm still waiting for it.
We're still fighting for it.
Yeah.
Yes, because you've been to court earlier, right?
Yes, I've been in court 2 or 3 times, and I've been always winning, and I feel that I am the first legal grower of marijuana in Spain.
Yeah.
Because on year 95, I was having the first court case regarding my garden with my marijuana.
Yeah.
And so the judge decided that I was growing for my own and for my private use, and
that was
no
okay.
problem. Yeah, it was okay.
Wow.
For 2 times they have been like, so this is something which I could never expect that it would happen again, because they know me very well. They know I'm living here since roughly 40 years.
Yeah.
All my life I've been growing marijuana. All my life I've been working with people on real estate and with people, local people. Yeah. So they know me very well.
And
they know the police, and they know me, the local people. And
yeah, but how do you have an idea why it happened?
I don't know exactly. I like best to shut my mouth.
Yeah, it's true.
You know.
And it feels unfair. But well, like I told you earlier, for me, it's something important right now, and especially with the situation of my mom, that I cannot understand that exactly for this they are doing it.
Well. Listen. when we start organizing the associations and the private clubs for smoking marijuana, we were trying to open a new way of legalizing, because I've been for legalizing since all my life. And I've been on the European Parliament, on the Spanish Parliament, on different places applying for the legalization. I think I don't know, and today, which every day you see a lot of advertising on TV about gaming and playing with cards and house or casinos and etc. by internet.
True.
And it's a lot of guys with 15, 16 years playing under their father's numbers of identity card and etc. I knew because they told me, So this is legal, and smoking a joint is illegal?
Yeah.
I cannot understand.
I cannot understand it. It's something from nature. How is that possible? And I think a lot is going wrong in the right education and the right story.
Of course.
And I would like to take that mission from you and bring it further.
But I got two daughters. Both have been having very similar education from me.
Yeah.
The elderly one don't smoke. Smoke very shortly tobacco, but no joints.
No.
A.R.S.E.C.A, when he has problems with his periods, and so he needs to a little bit of cannabinoids for having no pain. The younger one, he's very speedy as me, and so she's a big smoker.
Yeah.
But both have been receiving the similar education, and one is his own job, and the other one don't like it, don't need it.
Just don't need it.
It's up to you. I know since so many years working with it, I know that cannabinoids will be the medicine of the 21st century, And now we are starting to understand about how the endocannabinoids human system works, and how the cannabinoid system from the plants works. And when we put both together, we keep our life on best way.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah.
And I can understand it.
Yeah.
Now who I know a lot about cannabinoids and life, I understand why I am smoking and why cannabinoids are so good for me. Because my family, my endocannabinoid system don't work properly well. Exactly. So I need to use extra cannabinoids.
Yeah, I really hope more people are getting this story and trying to understand what it can do.
But drugs is always a matter of dose. So if you roll a big joint with a lot of hashish or very strong weed, okay, you will be totally away and fed up. But if you start having a tincture or oil, a preparation, little by little, you will find the dose that your body accepted and regulate your good work.
What works for you.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. I think that's the way to go. And
it's not the same like my elderly daughter which smoke maybe 5-6 cigarettes a day, than me, which I was smoking 30-40 cigarettes a day. Smoking 40 cigarettes a day is bad, but smoking 5 or 6 cigarettes, tobacco, is not so bad. No. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's not so bad.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a matter of dose.
Yeah.
And this is the most important, to learn people and to learn to use things on dose.
Yeah, on the right way.
On the right way.
On the right way.
On the right way, that's it.
I have one more question, because what I saw with my mom is that it's very difficult for her to go there. Do you see that still in your neighborhood, or the women who got up to you for the medical cannabis, did they come up to you, or how did they reach out to you?
They come up, well, I do remember one of my first patients was a doctress, because she's formerly doctor.
Yeah.
And she was having a cancer, and so she was working with a doctor who was one of the first involved with the legalization on Malaga, and so he provided her my address, and I'm watching the swimming pool, and I remember when we built the first time this swimming pool like 20 or 30 years ago, and she was coming here and with another girlfriend, we were sitting here having a bath and smoking joints.
Yeah.
They stay together because she was needing, and she find a job, and because the other doctor told her, go and contact Fernanda, and she knows she will help you, And so I was giving her so many cannabis that she was using for her own cancer.
Yeah.
And happily she has been recovering very well,
Wow.
So
that's really amazing. That's really amazing. And really we hope.
And so since there, I did understand other times that friends who tell them, call this lady and speak with her. And I do understand very well. I can understand very well because men go in the street and they find where buying, but women's, you cannot do the same. No. And you are not, and you take risk if you go to the street and you look for someone. If you don't know previously, you can take a risk.
That can be really dangerous.
At least in Spain or Malaga or wherever.
So I really admire that you did this.
Yeah.
So
That is very nice that you broken it open. Want now there are also many of clubs in Spain and everywhere also. That you are a big part of it, a really big part of it. Your spirit going everywhere now. Want okay, we can talk about the prices are too high. That is true. That is true.
Now it's business, and I'm not in here because business. I'm here
the other side,
because I love the plants.
But the other side of the thing is, you make it also open about the woman that we're talking about it. For the that is more possible for to get to restrain. For to get, how we say that, you don't to go into the street. You have no drugs.
Of course.
The other boys on the street, they have, let me say, example, they have other drugs. And maybe the woman have another good period, and they get other things about the guy said, oh, take that or take that. You have knowledge, but the wrong knowledge. And you bring the right knowledge about the people, I mean the right spirit. And the people, only the plant, they change their mind also. Want, okay, now they think about money. But later she get an education that he think about, no, she bring me more in my brain.
Of course.
Dus that is the spirit.
You've made it more open for also, well, I would say the more normal people, but the bigger society.
Of course. The general people.
Yes, exactly.
And because it's mad, this war against drugs. But we are using drugs every day. When they ask me, I always explain the first drug addict person I met on my life. It was the wife of a general on the Franco's government, you know, and it was a lady who was having a lot of children one by one, and so they were converting her on morphinoman because the hospitals and the clinics and etc. Exactly. And this is the first lady which I know, and the first people who dies because of overdose. It was a young girl on my age, 14, 15 years, with antibiotics. Because on this time, we don't know that
it was
you
also
could
about
be,
doses.
You don't know that you could be allergic to penicillin. And this girl was having a dose of penicillin from his grandfather, and he was dying in a few hours. And this is a die for overdoses, you know, but because we don't know. But that's exactly the same that happens today with new drugs. So the most important is to learn and to know about every different type of drug or to substance, and so to know how to use it and to use it on the best way.
Let me say now, on this moment, let me say it is no drug. It is a medicine.
Of course.
I think it is a medicine, and more than a medicine. What you say in the beginning, this the new thing about the way. Want the doctors they don't know what they have. The doctors they looking for other things.
But listen, cannabis has been a medicine since close to 3,000 years before Christ. Besides 5,000 years living on our society with the Chinese medicine. It's mad today what we are doing with cannabis.
What happened when we heard my mom was they ended the treatment. My mom said, I want to stick with the THC. She said to the doctor, and one of the doctors said, well, go to the supermarket. And I felt insulted, like to the supermarket? No! And it was really cool because one of the other doctors got into it and started a conversation, but she kept it low. And a couple of days after, she called my mom, and maybe they will start following it. So I'm very pleased that something is really changing and happening.
I hope it's changing.
It's changing.
And there are a lot of doctors today working, at least on Spain, which work with cannabinoids and know very well and can help you.
I'm very blessed that Fernanda invited us to her home. Because, like the woman she is, she has really a special vibe, and you could also feel that at her place. It was really, really amazing, and she was so kind and really welcome. So I can also understand she's really the grandmother of cannabis. And the things she was speaking about the time of Fernanda, I need to get into that so I can tell you more about it and explain that time was really fighting for something, and that's where her activism came from. Today is already my last day in Malaga. I will fly home tonight, and I will get back to you with this story, and in the end of the month we will be back to film her trial. And she is true. If she will be free of charge, yes, she is literally the first legal cannabis grower in Spain, which would be very cool. Thank you, and till soon.